Sling Microsoft. And here you go. This is Microsoft project, and you can click here, see products and pricing. Once you will click here, you will navigate to this page, right? Project plan 1, 2, and 3. It's almost like features and all other things are quite similar in all these three. You can consider the second one. And here, if you'll see, you don't have to pay anything for this, right? You don't have to pay for this. You have to click here, try for free for 1 month, right? And by clicking here, you just have to create your account by filling some basic details, email address and all, and you can install the software and you can use it for a month for practice without paying any cost. Okay. So this is how you can get the software. I click here, I'll search project, and this is project 2016. So I have an older version installed in my system. So that is not an issue. It could be like, any version. Okay. Like, most of the things in all the versions, everything is quite similar. There are like basic updates every year, just basic updates, right? So not to worry about that. The UI and all other things are going to be quite similar, right? If you are using any version after 2010. So I would suggest you to use any version after 2010. Don't go for lower versions than 10. Okay. So I'll click here, and this is how the software opens up. This is the very first page for the software. And the good thing about the MS project as compared to Primavera, if you'll see from the beginning itself, right, that in the Primavera, you were not getting any kind of templates, predefined templates. Understood? There were no predefined templates. You just have to click on, you just have to add a single project, and then you have to continue from there. But here, if I'll say I have lot of different templates. Why the templates are given here? Let's say you are very new. You are very new to something, and you just want a predefined template so that you can change and update things on that, and you can prepare for your own project, right? So you do have predefined templates. So let's say for now, I'm not going to create a new file by clicking over here. I will just select a basic predefined template, residential construction. You can see here, right? So I'll select this project and I'll click here on create. Before moving to create, it is asking you when you want your project to be started. Like, what is the start date? By default, it will take today. If you want to change it, you can select any date from here, right? That's great. If you have done the project for Primavera, Gopi, that's very great. Okay. I hope like you all will do in the same manner. It shows your dedication, and thanks for completing the assignment. You can submit it to the concerned person. Now here, you can change the date, start date, if you wish, or else it will take today's date by default. So I'll click here on create. As soon as I click here, you can see you have got a project created in a clicks, right? You haven't created activities, you haven't added activities, duration, anything. As in case of Primavera, it has automatically, created a project for you, right? So this is the feature of, I would say this is the feature of predefined templates, which is available in Microsoft Project. You'll not see this in Primavera. Now, one thing comes up in mind, that when we are preparing our own schedule, do we really need this kind of predefined templates? Are they useful? Think and tell me. Give me an answer. Are they really useful? What do you think? Every time, can you prepare your own project in a similar way just by clicking here and selecting any template? Tell me. What do you think? It would be great if you guys select the blank project. You can see this is how the layout looks like, right? I can now mention my activities. I can put the duration. I can put the dates and all everything, right? But for your knowledge, as we discussed during discussing the CPM technique, that we don't provide any dates to the software. Either it is MSP or it is Primavera. We provide activities, we provide duration, and we provide relationships. Software automatically calculates the start and finish date. Right? Let's just start here. I'm giving an example. There you have seen, first of all, you have to create an EPS, OBS, and then you were preparing a WBS, and then coming to the next tab, activity, and you were adding the activities under the WBS. But here you just have to put down everything in one single tab, right? So let's say how. So let's say, first of all, I'll create it as a foundation. Under foundation, what are the activities I want? So I'll say excavation and then PCC, enforcement, shuttering and concreting, backfilling, then substructure. Okay, now tell me the activities, guys. I've already told you. I want you guys to tell me the activities now. Tell me what can be the activities under the substructure part. Come on, come on, guys. Tell me the activities. Anyone? What are the activities in substructure part in a building project? Any guesses? Plinth beam, you'll add them. If you're not doing that, you will not add that, right? So I'm not considering the plinth beam for now. So I'm not going to add that, right? And I'll say DPC, actually, right? A superstructure. Tell me the activities in superstructure now. Casting of column will be continued. Tell me if you know what is steel band. Tell me. So for slab and slab beam, concreting will take at once, right? Concreting work will be together for these two components. Understood? Yellow color. Okay. Will you give durations to these four labels? No. Why? Because these are WBS. You don't have to give the duration to these labels. They will automatically take the durations, right? They will automatically take the duration, whatever the duration you will assign to your activities. So overall, looking into the this WBS label, they will automatically take the duration. Let's see how. So I'm giving here excavation will take, let's say, 3 days. Right? So as soon as I have written 3 days here, you will see a bar appears here, right? 3 days. Okay. Now PCC filling, I'll give 1 day. Sufficient for me. Excavation, I'll increase a bit more. So I'll say like 7 days. Reinforcement will take around, let's say, it's a bit more. This reinforcement will take around 5 days. Cutting and concreting will again take say 18 days. Backfilling will take 2 days. So something which I have created in the foundation level. You can see the bars. Then ground beam shuttering and framework, it will take around 10 days. Ground beam concreting will also take around 12 days. Work up to plinth level, this will take around, you know, 18 days. DPC coating will take 3 days. Backfilling will again take 2 days. Infrastructure will take 20 days. Casting of column will again take, it will take step by step. So I would say the overall it is going to take around, you know, I would say 45 days, let's say. Arts, steel band, 14 days. Concreting will also take around 7 days, let's say. Brickwork up to lintel, it will again take 18 days. 16. Casting of lintel beam, take 20 days. Brickwork up to slab label will again take, let's say, 18 days. Reinforcement and shuttering of slab beam will take around 22 days. Quite complex. Reinforcement and shuttering of slab So here I would say it will take 18 days and it will take 8 days, right? Completing of slab beam, it would be done in 1 day, most probably. Painting and plaster will again take 22 days, and MEP will take 25 days, let's say. So this is how I have assigned the durations to these added activities. You can see a bar getting appears at the side, right? And they all are starting on the same day right now. Okay, the date is same. But you will see in the beginning and at the end of these bars, there's kind of like blur, right? These bars are blur. Why? Because we haven't yet defined like what will be the start date and finish date, right? Now I told you that once you will give duration to your activity, your WBS label, those yellow highlighted, will automatically get the duration assigned. But here there's nothing like that, right? So still we are remembering we need to give one more thing. What is that? We have given the activities and we have given the durations, and here we have to give the relationships also, right? So when I say relationships, that means that I have to give the predecessors and successor to the activity. So what are the different ways? One thing is, I'll click here on this activity, I'll go to the predecessor tab, and here I can define, okay, this is the activity which will be the predecessor for that, and this is the type of relationships, right? And this will be the lag, right? Another thing is, without going anywhere, I'll just add here predecessor. How? How I have to add here? So let's say PCC filling have the predecessor, the excavation. Predecessor means, tell me, come on, give me an answer in the chat box. What do you mean by predecessor? I have told you many times. Down 2. As soon as you will write down 2, see what will happen. It has automatically given you the dates, and if you'll go here, it has added this activity as the successor. PCC is happening now after the excavation, right? And you have automatically got the dates. Understood? The way of giving the relationships, how it is, how easy it is in MS Project. But before moving and giving the relationships and all, let us delete all. We have given the dates. Sorry, we have given the dates, and we have given the what? Activity name. But before moving and assigning the relationship, we will go and first create the calendar. Understood? This is an important part which we have discussed in the previous software discussion also. Right? So how to create a calendar in Microsoft Project? So to do that, go to projects, and here you will see change working time. Click here on change working time. This is the calendar, how it looks like in Microsoft Project. So let's create a calendar. Giving the name CIDC. Create a new baseline calendar or make a copy of standard. You can create calendar in two ways, just a very new baseline calendar, or you can select any of the standard calendar and you can make changes on that. So I'll say like, okay, I'll go ahead with a copy of a standard calendar. You click here on OK. So this is the standard calendar, but now the name has changed as CIDC. So if you'll see here, these are the legends. Non-working, this gray color are non-working. That means Saturday and Sunday you are not working. Rest white colors are showing you the working days, right? And these are the exceptions, right? So right now we don't have any exceptional. We just have working and non-working date. So let's go first of all to work week and define the work week here, right? I'll go to detail. Now here are some ways. If you'll see here, Saturday and Sunday, they don't have any timings here. But if you'll take a look on all these others, they have something in the blur, right? you have three options to add the time. First one is use project default time. For these days, default means what is appearing in the background, 8 to 12 and 1 to 5. Set days to non-working time. If you just want to assign them as a non-working, then that. Set days to these specific working time. Now, if you want to give manually the time of your choice, you will select the third option. So what I'm going to do, I'll for Sunday I'll say like okay non-working, okay, and from Monday to Saturday I'll set the timing of my choice. So I'll say like I'll start more early. So instead of 8, I'll start at 7, 7 to 12, right? 5 hours, and then from 1 to 5. That's good for me, right? I'll click here on OK. So now if you'll see, as soon as I have changed the settings, I have updated the timings, you'll see what happens. The non-workings only appears for what? For Sunday, isn't it? Make sense? From Saturday, the non-working stamps got vanished. Okay. So this is how you can set the timings and the work and non-working days at once, right? Now you can set more. Let's say you want to change the timings from some months. Let's say like in summer you are following some different timing and in winters you are following some different timings. So I'm adding here, right? Different time. And when you want to assign the different timings, from when to when. So I'll say like, okay, from October 1st to let's say December 31st, I'll assign some different timings. So what will be the timings, right? You can define here, right? Right? These are the same time the system is using. So let's say I'll say on these days, I'll assign Saturday as a non-working. Okay, fine. So now see the changes. If you'll go to previous month before October, you are seeing these kind of things in the chart, right? Which have default timings. See here, default. And from October onwards, you have these non-default work weeks. That means something is different here from the default. Now here you have Saturday and Sunday week off, and for rest of the days, you can change the timings as well. So let's say for Monday to Friday, I'll set it from 8 onwards. Okay, so this is how you can create a calendar. This is the one way you can give the default and non-default days. The timings. Hope you understood this. But there's another type of exception. Let's say you have some holidays, something like that, recurring meetings, and also you can define here in the holidays. So let's say, mm, 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 mm. let's say Diwali. Okay, I'm not sure like when the Diwali is this year, but I'm taking some date in the November. Okay, let's say I want the it to be a non-working, so I'll assign it as a non-working. Okay, and click here on OK. So this is an holiday. 15 is a non-working. Let's say you want someday half day, okay, just because of some occasion or something. So let's say in August 31st. Okay, I'll add here half day. So August 31st. Working timings will be 7 to 12 only, and I'll delete rest of the things. Okay. So you can see it have taken another color, and timings for 31st August is 7 to 12 only, right? If you'll go to Diwali, it's a non-working day. And let's say one more feature is there. Let's say something is coming in a recurring basis. Let's say uh, uh, you have a meeting at every let's say Saturday, or take it as Monday. Okay, every Monday you have a meeting, status meeting. So you will not go to each and every month and assign that, okay, this is a meeting, this is a meeting, and this is a meeting, and all, right? You should be able to create that thing in the Monday status meeting. Okay, so I'll change the dates for this. So I'll go here and I'll say like this is recurring on a weekly basis every Monday. Okay, every Monday this will be recurring basis, and from 8 to, and let's say this will be the time. Okay, so simple is this. You just have to define the time, just have to define when this recurring will happen weekly. Okay, every 1 week, and the date will be Monday, and when you want this to be started. So I said like I'll start this activity from January 2023 itself. So I click here on OK. So now let's go back and let's see. Okay. So see here. For Monday, you have a meeting. Timing is from 8 to 10. Let's go here. Let's see the details. And after you have to define the date also, and after when you want this recurring activity to be ended. I'll say I'll go for next year till March. So done. So you will see here now every Monday there's a meeting, 8 to 10. Correct? So you can define the things like this in the calendar. Right? This is how we have created our calendar. Make sense? Understood? So I click here on OK. So we are done with our calendar. And now to assign this, what we have to do, we have to again go to project tab, project information. And here in the calendar, we can select our CIDC calendar and click here on OK. So this is the calendar which we have assigned. Is it clear till here or not? Do you guys understood this? Let me know on the chat if you are good with the topics which we have discussed till now. Then we can move forward. Are you good with this? Any questions or queries till this part? Right? Give the relationships. So I'll say 2 here. Oh, sorry. Not in this one. In this one as 2. And here let's say 3. And I will give the relationship as a start to start. So if you want to change the relationship, you'll have to double click here on the activity and you have to come in this particular tab. Right, so I'll change the relationship from here, start to start. And here again, I'll change the relationship to start, and I'll give a lag of 3 days. Click here on OK. Okay. And now let's say that you want to do the same kind of things without going and opening into the dialog box. You will click here on 4, let's say. And then here 5. And then here you click here on 6. It will automatically take the relationship from that. And let's say you want to give it as 8. And here you want to give the relationship as start to start and some days of lag. So you can write down SS plus 2. Okay. Right? This is how you can do. Now 9, 10, 11. Right? Then 12. I'll scroll it like this so that we can change it as 14, 15, 16, 17, right? And 18. We can give it as 19 and start to start plus 3 days. 20, 21, 22. And here we can give it as 23 and 20. This is how you will give the relationship to your entire project, and you will see the changes in the Gantt chart, right? Whatever the changes you have made, however the relationships you have given, you can see the changes in the Gantt chart, right? And these, the corners which were blurred before, they are now perfect right now. But still, you can't see the duration on these, labels. So how to do that? For doing that, see, these are all what? These are activities are the part of the foundation. You will select all these activity and you'll go to the task and you'll click here on indent option. As soon as you'll click here on indent, you'll see it will take the duration. That means now the foundation has become the WBS. And the total duration of the foundation work is 28 days. That means the foundation will be completed in 21 days, right? And this is the earliest date, 24, when excavation is starting, and when the entire work is finishing of this part, backfilling, 26. So that is why it has taken from 24 to 26. Got it? Now you have to convert like this for same all. Select all these, indented. Select all this, indented. Select this, indented. So you have got like this, and you have got the durations also. Now what is the benefit of this? Okay. If you want to, you know, see it by the labels, this is the first label. Going to the view tab, and this is the second label. We just have two labels right now, so first and second. Now in MSP also you have different kinds of activities, as you have seen in case of Primavera. Here also you have different types of activities. The task by default one is task, and there in Primavera, what was the by default? Tell me, come on, tell me on the chat box what was the default type of activity. Here you have task, and Primavera, what was the default type of activity? Create this as you have created a recurring holiday in the calendar. So you can try these things. But here, so by default, all the activities you have added right now is task type. Now what else? Here, the one thing which you have to understand is, if you'll see, there are two things. This is some different symbol and this is some different. So there are two things: manual scheduling and auto scheduling. So do you guys know the difference between manual scheduling and auto scheduling in Microsoft Project? Have you heard about this concept? Any of you? So scheduled, what you have to do, you're seeing these manual options, to go and make it as auto scheduled, right? And go and make it all as auto scheduled, right? Convert it into auto schedule. Right? So yeah, this is done. This is the very first task for us to be done. Got it? And let's add a summary task at the top. So if you are adding a summary task here, do remember you have to put all these into do it quickly for you. And bring these activities back here, back here, back here, and back here, right? Now selecting all of them, indent, and I'll again select all these and I'll do the indent. Okay, so this is how the overall project looks like. I'll give the my PIDC project. The overall project is taking 263 days, and these are the sections. Foundation is taking 28 days, substructure is taking 37 days, superstructure is taking 151 days, and finishing is taking 42 days as per the relationships and durations you have given. So this is how we have completed the baseline schedule. You understood? Any questions till now at this part? Anyone? Any questions? Now you have to convert it into a baseline. So for that, you'll go to project, you'll go to set baseline, and you'll do set baseline like this, right? So entire project, right? For the entire project, you'll select set this as a baseline, click here on OK. So you have assigned the baseline. But here, as compared to Primavera, you are not seeing a bar below these activity bars, just single bar. But for now, tell me, do you understood up to this part how to create a baseline project for you? I want answer from all of you. If you understood, write down yes. If you have any questions, please ask.